Hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. I'm Helen, and today we are going to be looking at your energy. We're going to see what is going on with you. Now, it's so good to be back. If you are not new to this channel, then you may have noticed that I've taken a bit of time out. I haven't uploaded as much in the past few weeks, and it's because I really needed some time for my mental health. I was not doing the best, and yeah, doing readings, it really requires you to be in a good place so that the messages could come through clearly and all that. So yeah, I had to take some time out for myself and to get myself back on track. So here we are. And I am, as I said, very excited to be back and doing a new reading for you guys. So we are starting back up with the kind of a worked out system that we already had in place. Week 1 is going to be about energy, about fire, about your passion and your drive, and that's what we are going to be looking at this time. So as always, we are going to start with the energy oracle deck, and we are going to see what is your main driving force, what is being purified in you, and what is being strengthened in you. And then we're going to get into the Light Seers Tarot and get some additional information. So let's see how this goes. Very excited. Very excited to see what is going on with you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. I haven't done this in such a long time. Oh my goodness. I do want to remind you guys as well that this is a general reading. This is not a personal reading. So don't take everything that comes through in this reading as like fact, because not all of the messages are going to resonate for every single one of you. And if you find that nothing that I'm saying is really ringing a bell, then it's probably not your message, and that's okay. So yeah, just please take on board the messages that you do resonate with, and everything else you can leave behind. As always, these readings are timeless, and yeah, I guess that's it. So let's get to it. Starting with, what is your main driving force? What is the main driving force? Oh, that was very concrete. We're starting off with cornucopia. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what's at the bottom. Oh, and victory is in reverse. Okay, let's get all the cards out and then we'll get into them. The second card we're going to look at is what is being purified in you. What is being purified in Aries? Thank you. Oh, wow. Check you out with the master numbers. We have 11 and now we have 22. Yin and yang. Oh my god. And another card being in reverse as the underlying energy. 4th chakra, the heart chakra. Archangel Raphael. Okay. Interesting energies coming through here. And let's see what is being strengthened within you. Oh, wow. Storm warning in reverse. Okay. And patience is the underlying energy for your reading. Okay, so let's have a look-see. Let's see what is going on with you guys. Okay, so I kind of see a story of mellowing. Mellowing and softening. Those kinds of very gentle and just tender energies that I'm getting. Which is not something to be taken lightly, especially with you guys, as you are a fire sign and as you are a masculine fire sign at that. You are very driven and very passionate, very active. at least in the sense of your archetype, the Aries archetype. So yeah, it's kind of significant that we are getting a completely other energy, a completely transformed energy coming through with these cards. I'm going to start with the cornucopia card because this is your main driving force. And if you remember, the underlying energy was victory in reverse. And what that tells me is that you are not necessarily like after anything specific, but I feel that there's more so an emphasis on trying to find contentment and happiness and fulfillment and appreciation for what is. Trying to find everything that is to be cherished about the present situation that you are in. So this is actually such a beautiful, the cornucopia card is probably one of my favorites in this deck, because it's so promising, it's so abundant, it's so fulfilled, as you can see from the card. It's all yellow, it's sunny, it's beautiful, there's all this lusciousness happening, there's all these fruits lying on the ground, there's this beautiful butterfly. Oh, it's interesting. I just noticed the butterfly, and as I was talking about the transforming energy, it's funny that that's on the card there, because transformation and butterflies are very often associated with one another. But yeah, it seems that you are very much looking to kind of appreciate and really find joy in what is, in your current surroundings, in your current circumstances, the relationships that you have presently in your life, the gifts, the wealth, the assets that you have in your life, all of the resources at your disposal. I feel like you're trying to find the good in the little things, trying to find the things to be happy about, even if it is something mundane, even if it's not anything grandiose. You're trying to find happiness from there, which is a really, really, really good thing to do. It's very admirable, and it's probably the best thing to do at this time as well. It's going to give you a lot. It's going to make everything a lot easier if you find gratitude in things that you already have. But now we're moving on to the yin and the yang card over here. And this is something that is being purified in you. And I'm kind of getting the sense that the same, like, very masculine, very, very driven, very active side of you is somewhat being maybe subdued. And I'm kind of feeling the same thing with the storm warning in reverse. I'm kind of getting a link between these two cards. Where this more gentle, more allowing, more receptive, more feminine, to be honest, more feminine side is kind of rising to the surface. I think that's kind of what is being brought to the forefront for you, in a sense. I'm not sure you're doing these things like intentionally or very consciously. I think they're kind of happening for you, or they're just kind of like, I almost get this sense that you are being more so carried by energy rather than trying to like manipulate or force energy in any way yourself. I get this very, like, as I said, very like relaxed, very gentle energy. And I'm also saying it because of the underlying energy, which is patience, which is, again, it's very feminine, because the feminine waits, the feminine allows, the feminine holds space for the masculine, who pushes forward, who goes out and does and accomplishes. The feminine very much waits, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting with you guys. And that's what I feel that this yin and yang card is symbolizing here as well. This more masculine energy is being, as I said, somewhat subdued. Not that it's a negative thing, but it's just so that you could have more peace, so that you could have a more relaxed way of being, to probably make day-to-day living a lot easier. Because especially right now, even though this reading is timeless and whenever you watch it, it can still apply. But especially right now with this whole pandemic thing very much still restricting a lot of people's lives, it's you can't really do as much. You can't really go out and live your life as you maybe did a couple of years ago, right? So things are kind of different, and I feel like that's why, as the planet's energy is shifting, as the collective energy is shifting, so our own personal energies are shifting as well. So I feel this kind of balancing that is happening, where the feminine is kind of given more clout, where the feminine is given more power, and the masculine is kind of stepping aside. That's what I feel that this card is representing. So in more like practical terms, I feel that the more active, the more driven side of you that kind of feels these urges to go out and to pursue and to achieve and to accomplish, those kinds of aspects of you might be somewhat subdued, or you might not feel them as strongly. You might be more content. Sorry, not contempt, but content. You might be more content with just having things the way they are. And as I said, with the cornucopia card, just appreciating what is. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like it's going to be emphasized even more as time goes on. That seems to be being the feminine aspect seems to be emphasized more and more for you. And then lastly, as I was saying with the storm warning, it feels that because this is what is being strengthened within you, it feels that you are kind of becoming more used to just being. It's kind of tying in with the energy of the masculine, because this yin and yang card, it is kind of the dance, the symbiosis. I'm not sure whether that's the right word, but the synergy of the feminine and the masculine energy working together. And as the feminine is being kind of uplifted and risen to the top, the masculine energy, as I said, the more restless, the more wanting to go out and do that kind of energy, is being more subdued. And that's what I feel that this storm warning is representing here. So, yeah, those are kind of your cards. Those are the energies that I'm feeling for you guys. And it actually is such a nice energy. It feels very peaceful, very quiet. There's nothing that is necessarily jumping out at me. Nothing that is screaming very loud. It just is. It just is. And I feel like this more harmonious, more peaceful way of being is doing you a lot of good as well. And as I said, especially in these times when people are more restricted and more limited, it's just a lot more easy to live that way if you don't feel the urge to go out and do, and then have the restriction kind of smacked in your face. But going into the Light Seers Tarot now, we're going to find out some more information. Let's start with the cornucopia card over here. Let's see why this is your main driving force at this time. Oh, we got exactly two. We have Two of Pentacles and the King of Cups. The Five of Wands at the bottom. Interesting. Yeah, see, the King of Cups, even though the King of Cups is actually representing, it's a card of Scorpio and it's representing water signs. It's, I feel it very much kind of sums up you at this time. You being super peaceful, being so in tune with your surroundings and with your own emotional body that you're just kind of, it's just easier for you to deal with everything. The Two of Pentacles. It's just easier for you to deal with everything and to get everything done and to not stress yourself out overly with the Five of Wands here. Not to drive yourself crazy, because this is the fire element, right? This is your element. Which is very much, as I said, this active masculine versus the earth element and the water element, which are very much feminine and very much kind of still, very much relaxed and peaceful, and not moving as much as fire. So I feel like the reason why you're in this state, why this is driving you forward, is because it's just allowing you to live a more stress-free life. It's allowing you to kind of not be driven crazy by what is happening. It's allowing you to not be driven crazy, whilst also staying on top of things. So it's practical and also useful for your mental and emotional well-being. Probably physical too. But yeah, just overall well-being. So let's look at this yin and yang card. What I want to see is how this energy is going to be purified for you. How is this purification going to happen? How is this purification happening? Oh, wow. Okay, that was really cool. It came out in reverse and then it kind of switched. One more though. One more, please. Thank you. We have the Three of Cups with the Nine of Wands in reverse. Oh, and the World card. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was just thinking, behind the Patience card, we have the World card with the other deck. Even though the meanings are somewhat different, it's still the World card. So I find that fairly interesting. It's interesting again that the only fire card coming out is coming out in reverse. And when a card comes out in reverse, a lot of the times, to me, it signifies blocked energy. And the Three of Cups, which, as I said, turn itself upright mid-air, is again, it's the water element, it's feminine. So it's so interesting to me to kind of see the energy reflected back in the tarot cards. But it does seem to be a kind of coming full circle, a kind of reaching this beautiful, harmonious balance that is coming through with the World card here. And it's also coming through with the Three of Cups, because the Three of Cups symbolizes a very harmonious, a very emotionally fulfilled energy. And it is talking about, and especially in this deck, I'm loving that that's how this is represented here, because as you can see, they're all women. And actually in a lot of the decks, the Three of Cups features all women. It's a very feminine card. So it's kind of, again, mirroring back how this feminine energy that is allowed to come to the surface is what is bringing you this emotional satisfaction, this emotional fulfillment and peace. Whilst the masculine, with the Nine of Wands here, the masculine, very, very much solitary, very much kind of secluded and isolated and driven, right, is kind of taking a step back. So I kind of feel like the way that this more peaceful energy is being brought to the surface for you guys, and this masculine kind of being subdued somewhat, is through your connections, is through your relationships, and especially your relationships with your soul family, with the people who you deem closest to yourself, who are the people who really understand you, who really see the true you, who are your support system, your soul siblings, who are there for you no matter what. And I feel like those kinds of connections, those kinds of relationships are what are bringing this more nurturing, more feminine energy to the forefront. Versus, again, being kind of by yourself and trying to force things to move forward. And again, even I want to draw the link with the cornucopia and the Three of Cups, because the Three of Cups is it's a card of celebration. It's a card of being grateful and thankful for all that is, for everything that has been achieved. So I'm kind of again getting this sensation that as you are as you are turning your focus more on what you have, what it is that you can be grateful for and appreciate in your life, and especially the relationships, it seems like, the more you kind of realize how good that feels and how much there is joy to be found, or how much joy there is to be found, I should say, rather than being in a situation where you feel like you constantly have to fight for things, which is very, very, very exhausting, especially in the long run. Very exhausting. And it's just easier that way. As I was talking before, it's easier that way, and I feel like that's exactly what you are realizing as well. And it does seem like you have a lot to be thankful for with the world. It seems that there is a lot of success to cherish. A lot that you have already achieved and completed in your life. And even though there's always things for us to achieve and to go after, it doesn't hurt to kind of take a break, just stop for a second, look around you and really acknowledge and recognize how far you have come, how far you have already been through, and or how much you have already been through, and how much you have already achieved and gained in your life. And lastly, let's look at the storm warning as well. So let's see what you will be able to do once this aspect is strengthened within you. So yeah, kind of once this masculine, more restless energy is being more subdued. Let's see. Whoa, that slid out very powerfully. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. One more, please. Thank you. And we have Temperance in reverse, which is interesting. Oh, wow. And the Two of Swords, which is interesting because that's kind of what this Patience card is. Or at least it very much reminds me of the Temperance card in Tarot. But the underlying energy is the Two of Swords. Interesting that we are finally getting some swords energy. Basically, you have all elements represented here, which is a beautiful, beautiful balanced energy that is coming through. So what I'm getting here is that the more that this masculine, this restless energy within you is getting subdued, and I'm not saying that it's going to be forever, right? I hope that like it didn't come across that way. When I was talking about the masculine being subdued, because there's nothing wrong with masculine energy. Masculine energy is very necessary. It's a very positive energy. Both the feminine and masculine energy need one another for things to function properly. But it's just in this case there kind of needs to be this balancing out, as I was talking about with the yin and the yang. And it feels like previously the masculine energy has been more on the forefront. Now, as I was starting to say, with the masculine getting kind of subdued, I feel that for you it's going to allow you to kind of not be as rash, to kind of actually have the time to consider your moves, your decisions, your actions before you rush in and actually do them. And I'm kind of guessing that with the Queen of Swords in reverse, because normally the Queen of Swords, when she's upright, she's very decisive, she's very clear-cut, and she can be kind of brutal at times with her, like, very, almost like cold and clear-cut decisions. Very straightforward, very to the point, and once she makes her decision, there's no going back. That's kind of the energy of the Queen of Swords. She's very just, she's very fair, but she can be sometimes rather harsh. And with this Queen of Swords coming out in reverse, normally it's not the it's not the most positive thing, but with you guys, I actually feel that it's kind of the opposite of the Queen of the Queen of Swords when it's upright. So instead of being this very, very harsh and very like brutal with your decisions, I almost feel this I'm kind of getting this sense of just being still and really taking your time with any decisions, especially if it's to do with any like very concrete, very serious decisions. I get this sense of like actually taking some time out. That's what this subduing of masculine energy will allow you to do. It will allow you to actually consider, like truly, thoroughly consider your moves before you make them. So it's kind of eliminating the chance for you, or it's at least minimizing the chance of making any rash decisions that you might regret later. And with Temperance in reverse, I'm just getting a very, like it's almost like a long, like it's kind of like this long time aspect, because it's also confirming for me this patience card, which was the underlying energy. This patience card, which again, funnily enough, features a clock as well. So the time element is coming through very strongly in this case, and with the Two of Swords as well, which is all about not really knowing what direction or what decision to make, and just kind of sitting with your thoughts and with these different options. So it's again kind of this time out energy, and I feel like that's what this is going to allow you to do. And I'm not going to go over it 100 times because I don't want to start repeating myself too much, but I do feel like in the long run, having a more balanced feminine and masculine energy versus having a very active masculine energy and maybe somewhat subdued feminine energy, which I feel was the case before, it kind of allows you to make more balanced and harmonious decisions. And for some reason I'm getting a very strong decision-making theme, especially with these cards over here. But that's what the subduing of masculine energy will allow you to do moving forward. That's how it will benefit you. But that's really it. That's your reading this time, my sweet Aries. I hope that it made sense to you. I hope that it wasn't too confusing, and I hope that you got something from this and that it resonated with you. If what I was describing makes sense to you, and if that's if that's the thing that you feel is happening to you, if you recognize this, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up so that I would know. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe so you wouldn't miss out on all the future readings we will be doing. And that's it. I am sending you guys so much love and light. I am truly happy to be back and doing these readings for you, so thank you for letting me do that. And I hope to see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.